DarkZero have so much potential to be a big powerhouse, international powerhouse. What they need right now is more international experience.
They need
the more they get those, the better DarkZero will become in the future. And I think it's a great investment. So far, the team has been really popping off, so they're paying it back. So, hey, we got to be pretty happy with how they are right now. And here's our map. Bands, Border, and Clubhouse are the 2 removed. Coastline, Bank, Cafe Dostoyevsky. You're going to see Consulate again.
Play on Consulate, please. It's such a fun map.
Oh, come on.
I was joking, but they picked Consulate, so, hey, we're going back to Consulate.
It was all for Space Station, right?
I really wanted to see Villa. Villa's one of my favorite maps to spectate.
And to play. For me, I love Villa. A lot of people, well, I mean, speaking
SSG. The Poe. Oh, wow. Really close. Wow.
It's like people put in the 11% for the draw. I was like, is SSG playing a game? Yes. This is like the easiest the easiest programmer equation to have. Like, if SSG play, then draw equal yes.
Yes. There should be a day where everyone just trolls the Poe and just have like 100% draw or like 99% draw, something like that.
No, man. People are too busy trolling the polls when it comes to elections and not when it comes to Pro League. So get your stuff together.
All right, so this is going to be it. Game number 2 of the day. The Space Boys.
Station Gaming. There you
go. no, Space Station Gaming versus DarkZero Esports. The number 1 team in NA currently facing off against Space Station, as Space Station are battling their way to go up the ranks to try to get second so they can go to Japan. But it all starts here. We saw EG in with a draw. We haven't seen Reciprocity play yet, but Space Station, they are well in the mix. But they're going to have to win, not get ties. That's going to be the main thing about it. But Capital and Habana are currently going to be banned, already different than what we saw last time around in the banning phase. On defense, are we going to see a Valk ban?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Same thing as we had so far. Valkyrie ban twice in our Playday. Capitao as well. Habana ban is... I really want to know what they're planning to do with this one here, DarkZero. I'm quite excited because usually you wouldn't...
Mirror's in play.
Yeah, Mirror's in play. Maestro's in play, so Echo's out. We're not going to be too busy with it. IQ doesn't really need to be an operating play lane. With the Valkyrie and Echo band, you don't have to put in more effort into bringing an IQ, and I think SSG really do understand this. I don't think we're going to see much action in the operator this time around, but bringing more soft breach alongside the Thermite is going to be great. There's no real need to bring a Maverick into play, but I'd really like to see a Mute in this case, but the Thatcher is really going to delete everything. So, yeah, we go to console meeting room. That's the first site. Maestro's going to be huge with this one. Double cameras. You can deal with it, though, with grenades. You got Zofia as well. Maybe we'd see an Ashe later on, but Canadian plays a pretty mean Zofia and Ashe, actually. So, no matter what, the flexibility is there. And we really would like to remind everybody that DarkZero have officially qualified for Japan. No matter what. They're through. They can start preparing themselves.
The boys are going.
As we head to Aichi Sky Expo. But Space Station are the ones that need every game to make it through.
You know what I liked before the roster change with Space Station Gaming? I loved watching Bosco on Jackal. And with Bosco's role change with Canadian coming on board, Fos is on Jackal. We've seen Fos on Jackal also earlier on when he was introduced to the team. But I think that he's pretty great already. Early right now from Han Code. And thinking he's going to go ahead and take Mince out within the first 15 seconds.
Okay.
All right. Already. Action pack. I love it.
Nice try. Thinking Nade is low in HP right now on Thatcher, so it's still something. But the Jaeger was going for the floorboard peak. You can try it, but it's kind of a rookie play, I guess.
Yeah.
Nyx knows, okay, we're already qualified. We don't really need to... We need to save strats, okay? You got to play like a G2 or really Empire at this point.
No one save. We're gonna stop with that save strat stuff, okay?
Dude, you're like 6 months too late.
I was so annoyed when I heard G2 save strats, Empires. No, these guys want to win. They're not purposely losing.
What do you mean? But Empire are losing on purpose so they can have G2 at Invitational so they can play against them in the Invitational to prove that they're the best once and for all world champions against the best in the world. Meow, meow, meow.
Right.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Oh, you're being a Reddit couch analyst.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or yeah, it's Twitch chat analyst as well. It works the same way. Like, actually, Valley, if you didn't know, actually.
I love them. Chat coppers. They're the best. All right. So already we saw an early kill coming in from SSG, taking out the Jaeger player, which was Nyx. Pretty big kill from them, but Canadian. He's going to go ahead and get the best of Hot and Cold because Hot and Cold wasn't watching where he was stepping, and he stepped on the Claymore. Pretty unfortunate. So already DZ down by 2 players, and SSG already looking this good on attack. I mean, this is a sign of good things. Despite there being an early pick, which can go either way for both teams. Still, 5v3. I like those numbers.
One thing that I'm quite excited about is the fact that DarkZero actually brought a bulletproof cam on top of their Maestro.
Okay.
So that is, it usually might be too much. I really wonder where they set up everything. So you see one camera set up right above in the center here. So that's the bulletproof cam, and the rest are closer to the site or to deal with players in the hallway. Vaults will go for the plant. Canadian gets it. Mints on the floor. And Bosco is going to be DBNO right now. It's BC and Hyper. Last 2 alive. 2 has done so much damage.
Canadian!
He gets another one just off the reverse rappel, and he goes up. The Zofia doing work. Hyper's last alive, and he's got so many angles to watch. Spacestation looking for the perfect round, and they will hit it flawless. Even with the thermite on the floor, they blast off in round 1.
Wow. Canadian. Troy. That's what we love to see from the newcomer right here. This guy has star potential. Canadian going to SSG was a blockbuster move made by this roster. And even though they didn't start off as hot as people expected, you're going to have to remember, hey, it takes time. It takes time to really incorporate these players and their ideologies into your strategy and your culture as a team. We all saw it when Foltz first joined the team. Canadian, they went through a little, rough patch at first. But Canadian is a star. And plays like that is what makes him a legendary player in the scene. Great job by him. Great effort. SSG on top 1-0. But DZ, I wasn't able to see which site we're going to, but with Mozzie chosen, I'm guessing it's... Yeah.
Okay. This is actually great. I really want to talk about servers. I think this is the perfect moment to kind of start bringing this site up. DarkZero.
Okay.
They were the first team to play this site in North America when it was first brought to the region, brought out really in general, around, what was it, a year ago? Yeah, it was like a year ago. It was right after the Paris Major, I believe. But yeah, this site actually is much more technical than you think. Having the Mira available is great because now you can play on the top floor. You also have support from the bottom one in the server. You can watch the hatches, but usually one of those hatches will be opened up, at least the ones that drop down into the server. You see one that's reinforced on one side and the other is left soft. And I don't think this will be reinforced at any point in time. Maestro cameras are set up inside of the site itself. Punch holes being created in the castle barricade. Mute jammers are everywhere. Mozzie's going to combo so well with that. Overall, DarkZero has, in my opinion, the 2 big linchpins, the Mira and the castle. Deny point of view from your opponents and make sure that you have as much info as humanly possible. Now, NitroCell are also big. You got 3 of them here and lots of information onto the type site. So you can put in all of your players pretty much on the bottom floor. You could put 3 downstairs and be completely happy with it because you can always retaliate.
Throughout the entirety of Pro League, as far as you know, how successful has this site been to the players that pick it?
Say again?
Throughout the entirety of Pro League, as far as you know, how successful has defending teams been when they've picked this site?
It's kind of a 50-50.
Really?
Which is
it like on par with picking Bar on Clubhouse or a little bit better than
good God, no. Good God, no. No. Bar on Clubhouse is just no.
So this is way better to defend than that.
100%.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
No. This is like actually viable.
Okay.
The only thing that bar serves on Clubhouse is that you can get drinks there, and that's it. Otherwise, literally no point. But here we are. Nitro Cell used up. There's nothing to really deal with faults in this spot. So far, SSG are sitting pretty. They've lost no HP, no players. They're expending utility from DarkZero that's kind of mistimed. And they're just going to work on their plays here to enter slowly into the site. And this is usually a site that is so scary because you're like, oh, yeah, we just go into the room and then plant. But actually, that's the whole bait. It's all about you diving into it. The defense is ready for you to do that.
All right, let's go ahead and do it. Down to a minute left. Mint right underneath. Wasn't sure what he was shooting at because we switched at that moment, but with the Nitro Cell still in hand from the majority of these players, I wonder which area SSG are trying to come in from mostly. The clear has pretty much been done so far, but there's still a player on Spiral Stairs that they haven't cleared out. And the Mozzie is going to be the one that could really turn this whole round on his back. As Canadian, he's going to go ahead and take Nyx out. But nice gunplay. But Hyper, playing solo right now, the lone roamer. It's going to be all about timing.
So how do you try to enter it from here? Canadian's watching, but there's nobody coming up the stairs. Hyper finds one on Rampy, but there's the refrag. Faults is so close behind. 12 seconds left with DarkZero in. There's Nitro Cell prepared. It's thrown up, but it was all but a ruse. Oh, Canadian gets one more, and he's looking for another one. Nitro Cell too slow as False comes in, and Space Station get the round.
Such a great start so far, 2-0. Pretty interesting defensive setup, to say the least. I would say that SSG were bent on time, but hey, it all came down at the end. And once again, Canadian, Troy, on top of things, you're always seeing his name at first in the kill feed, and it's him getting the best of the opposition. So this time around, we're going to go to the lobby and press room. So different looks all around so far. Nothing that we've seen, basically. You know, we're using a lot of garage, using a lot of second floor. Not this time around. But going to the first floor, something that we're more familiar with. I'm going to say SSG. They definitely know how to attack this way better than when it comes to servers, despite them even winning the last one. Not a lot of trickery in play here.
So far, Space Station have been doing pretty well, actually, dealing with DarkZero, and really, DZ don't really have to show much of their strategies. DC, they're setting up one of his Maestro cameras. Evil Eye is completely normal to have it in there. It just gives you information on your opponents. It's really just, I'm saying this just for the people that will look at this and it's like, huh, these are these small discrepancies or small parts of the strategy that might be what's being hidden for later. No. This is actually fairly common. So don't fret, my friend. It's all fine. DarkZero are going to reinforce downstairs in the bathroom. Pretty standard. We've seen this shield play in the past, and even more so nowadays. Changes that have happened to it. So all good when it comes to DZ in this setup. They've forgone the Mira, so that's one part of the strategy that you don't really have to worry about. But I want to wonder, actually, or I do wonder, is Hyper bringing a bulletproof camera again? If you can check that out. Yes, he is. So. Okay, Nyx finds Bosco. Great, and there's the bulletproof camera.
Already.
So, same setup as we saw on their top floor defense. DarkZero just bring the same, and of course put in more reinforcements on the bottom floor by bathroom. That's
our breach going down early.
Dude, that's the same peak as before.
Yeah, so pretty big blow to SSG with Bosco going down. I mean, not only is it just Bosco, but it's also the hard breach.
Yeah.
But still. Great effort here from DarkZero. I guess they're starting to wake up now. We've seen 2 early kills so far.
Ooh, so close.
That's such a great angle. Such a great angle.
It's so difficult to find somebody there. But yeah, more to point, like the thermite being taken away as the first loss is not like a huge thing given the site. Obviously, if this was Garage, you're like, oh my, what is going on? But you don't really have to deal with much in the way of hard breach for the site. So it's kind of okay. But losing out that extra gun is not great, that's for sure. Not the end of the world here, though, for SSG. I'm going to be able to scan footprints, and they will find the Smoke, who is already downstairs. And you can't really spot him or do anything with him. I think he's just playing inside of the bathroom so far. Checking for any utility pre-placed, but might be time to actually enter the building. We're halfway point in the round, and there's just pretty much nobody inside.
All right. Folks, still utilize those Inox, able to check in on a few of those roamers, one of them being the Pulse, but already in this gunfight, Canadian, again, getting another kill on top of the board for SSG, fragging out. He's going to have complete control of Cabinet at the moment. And thanks to folks working along with him, listen, this Jacqueline-Zofia combination is definitely vital. But clearing out Yellow Stairs is going to work their way into Piano, possibly? With a little bit of drone work, I'm pretty sure they're going to get a lot more intel heading down on the site. But the verticality is definitely going to be a factor now, as skeleton keys are going to be in play. And I believe Buck still has both of his frag grenades, which helps out big for crowd control as well. He could toss them down, clear players out, and have free entry, so to say.
Yeah, there's one frag grenade left, as you mentioned. And yeah, crowd control. You got Canadian. Is already stunning players up on the A site. He wants to pressure the Pulse. He knows what's up. They got the info, but no! Hyper's here in support. You're not expecting two players on this side. Thinking Nate is already down from Nyx. Rampy will go in and find Nyx as well. Rampy will move up to the side, but he's got a shotgun to deal with. Fultz will have to smoke out and go and plant. He can't be nitroed from this position. This is indestructible floorboard, and Hyper gets him. DarkZero, finally, Navarrete.
All right, there it is. DarkZero starting to finally wake up. But once again, hey, thanks to the early frag coming in on their side, that's big. Taking Bosco out the game, I mean, he's a vital part of SSG's success. And when you go ahead and cut the head off the snake early, you know, the rest of it dies off slowly. And that's exactly what happened this time around. But this site, we're going to go over to the second floor. And, yeah, pretty much the same setup coming in from SSG. And this time around, no Pulse, but Mozzie is still going to be in there. But we're bringing traps for DarkZero. So Hyper is going to be on Legion. So we've seen pretty much two sides so far when it comes to roam presence and really, really putting down in armor when it comes to initiating strategy. On one end has been Canadian as an entry fragger.
Oh, yes.
Canadian has been outright disgusting. But Hyper is now starting to warm up. And with him on Legion is going to be even better because Hyper, he knows how to extend his life towards the end of the round. He's rarely an early pick for his team. And by utilizing these goo mines where he's able to regenerate them after a certain amount of time, his operator is only going to get stronger as time goes by. So with this defensive setup, I'm pretty interested to see where Han Code is going to be with Mozzie.
Yeah, I wonder where he usually sets up his utility. I wish we had a way to kind of just see all of this in real time, but no, unfortunately, we can't. We can't really know where he's going to stop off his opponents. And usually, though, you'll be expecting somebody from the White Stairs, you know, just having utility there just to kind of stop any drones for coming in. DarkZero actually putting a decent chunk of manpower downstairs this time around as well. They don't have the Pulse, but having the Maestro gives you still a lot of information on where you can pre-place your nitros or really hit them out correctly. So it fits well with the combination. It's just not the most effective one, theoretically speaking. But there's only one nitro cell in play anyways. At least we'd assume that Hot and Cold is actually bringing that nitro. It's more about the gunfights here and what will Spacestation do in retaliation. They go in, they drone, and they lose their drone very fast here. Canadians check in, and it looked like the shield is actually set up to fight against Yellow Stairs fights, and the shield should get broken off here. Yep, you just heard the shield break off in the hallway, so Spacestation are trying to clear things off as best as they can. No, okay, now it did. Okay, so he fired all of his lifelines to hit both stuns for CC and both of his explosive ones for impact. So now Canadian is basically a gun, but man, he's been doing so much work that it's completely fine as well, as long as you clear off one of the angles that DZ had to their advantage.
Yeah, so Spacestation, they did a pretty good job starting things up over on the top floor and also trying their best to go ahead and clear out Yellow Steps, but you still have to be mindful of the roamer. And Rampy, with his best Kobe impression, he's able to get a kill and make that a double for Spacestation game. No, make it a triple as Thinkinade joins the party. So the Fro was able to shut down Hyper, and all you have left is BC and Han Code. You have a roamer and a hard anchor. And BC with an out of 5.56, 79 shots available at the moment. He might be able to hold it down. But the question is, for how long is he going to be capable of doing that? But on the roam, Mozzie has all the playmaking potential in the world. And coming up towards Projector, Oh, BC able to get a headshot. The nitro cell was off his mark for Hot and Cold, but he's still able to finish off Thinkinade with a nice kill. Oh, yeah, that's going to be it. That was such a hard play to try to clutch out. There was 3 different angles he had to be aware of, and he couldn't get the best of them.
Unfortunate there.
Yeah.
It was... There's just so many angles for him to watch, and it was a lost round in the end. The Space Station at 3-1, and should they get to 4, it's already looking pretty good for them getting to the second half. Another reminder, because we will keep reminding you of this throughout this day. We finally have a team that is qualified to Japan. It took so long. It took until Playday 12 for us to know. And it's DarkZero. They're already qualified. They're going. So this game, it doesn't really matter. Warden is going to be locked in. Mint goes for the up. Do we have to applaud Laxing again?
So, Warden being played Cafeteria Garage, I personally have never seen this, but in late game scenario, if he's able to stay alive, which Mint is generally good at doing, I mean, he's going to be able to go ahead and stop the plant whenever smokes are thrown or whatnot. So, we're starting to see more Warden play over here in Pro League, thanks to Laxing. Last time we saw Reciprocity play. And Warden has a lot of fragging potential. So, just depending on, your situation, how you're set up, and just timing, Warden could be an X factor to go ahead and win a round and pull off a few frags, especially when you least expect it. I mean, he outright has the advantage thanks to his glasses to go ahead and see through smoke. Stun grenades do not affect him, and he's the ultimate operator when it comes to that. It's going to be all about this usage.
It goes to show. You get good shades, you get good grades.
Hey, there it is. My man plays in a suit. He means business. But here we are in the action phase. SSG looking to extend this space between them and DarkZero. And thanks to Canadian, I mean, they have a pretty good shot at doing so. He's been a lightning rod for their success. And, there's no reason that he's not an MVP so far for this team. So far, within the first 4 rounds.
So how I'll go for now. EMP grenade is going to be thrown in, and you're wondering, okay, why is Thinkinade throwing those EMPs? These are kind of default spots. You're expecting stuff to be under it or close to it, and you just clear out any utility pretty easily with those EMPs. They're the default spots for them. So just info for anybody out there that's not too familiar with competitive play. There's just things that you can expect or that you've droned out earlier. It makes it a lot easier for you to kind of just deal with them early on and not have to worry about it as the round progresses. Dager's going to be spotted and will fall back. He's playing in the bottom here in Banana. And he'll be pushed all the way back down to the hallway. And there's a mute jammer that was stopping the drones from coming in. Reminder that there's no Habana in play as she is banned. So those hatches are going to stay up for quite a while. The walls are going to get destroyed, but it's a good way from Space Station. Just go up, clear as much as they can from the top floor. And the biggest part of it, that mute has to stay so far back now because his mirror window is not popped, but the entire bottom of the wall is opened up. So his feet can get shot. He actually goes back.
What?
Oh, Nix! The double headshot! Bolts and Canadian get thrown back to the nether realm. Man, that's a card that goes back to the graveyard and destroyed. My God, they line up so well. Oh, that was so good.
The timing couldn't have been more perfect for him, and he capitalized in the situation.
Finally get the camera.
That's insane. But Thinkinade, he's in an old Western draw right now. We saw the ping go out. That means Thinkinade, he's going to call out that player. He's going to go ahead and rotate. He's not going to go ahead and try to work that fight. Working towards these spiral stairs, he could be onto something. But it's going to be all about timing and see if Nix can go ahead with another run out. But I wonder if the intel is there. Nix is starting to get antsy. So he has to know something. And Thinkinade is going to go ahead and body him on top of that. Even though Nix had the jump and he was aware that Thinkinade was coming, he came out on top. Diffuser currently attempting to be planted. And Mira just walks right into the gunfire as Hyper and Mint picks up 2 kills for DarkZero. Now, Space Station Gaming finds themselves in a 1v3, now a 1v2. It's going to be up to Rampy. Can he be the clutch god that this roster currently needs? Picking up the diffuser. He's not going to have much time to go ahead and try to get all the kills, but with gunfire currently coming in, he's going to go ahead and attempt to battle him. But DarkZero, they're going to go ahead and top that off. And Nix, man, Nix's 2K was nutty. I loved it.
It was Man, that's a collateral right there. That was a beautiful shot.
Yeah. the recoil control is he went ahead and got that first kill, and, a millisecond later, the second player walked right into his line of sight, and he was able to finish that off. That was perfect. And even though DZ has such a huge jump from that double kill, SSG still almost brought it back. Almost.
So, is this going to end at 3-3 at the half, just like we had in Game 1? Or a repeat? Is our big question. The Pulse is going to be the 6th pick.
I like
the Maestro to the Pulse. Huh. Okay, they're playing... this explains everything. The Maestro brought out from DZ to kind of play with their opponents. But again, having the Maestro on this site would be great. What's the big difference compared to what they had before is that, of course, they're bringing in the Pulse. They realized they didn't really have... Whilst they had Evil Eyes on the site, they didn't actually have eyes on the site itself.
Yeah.
So you could use the Nitros to deal with it. You got 4 Nitro cells now. So even more from DarkZero to hold on to the basement and servers, and then from there defend the top floor here on the site. So this is the strategy they're going to go for. We'll see if this works out. Last time, the Maestro, it wasn't so great. Kind of everything got bought real quick because
really
you have
fast.
grenades, you have Zofia, everything.
Yeah.
So those Maestro cameras are the first things to be zapped out.
All right, so SSG, knowing where the site currently is, it's going to be their job to go ahead and get rid of these roamers. Starting off with Hyper, he's going to be in 2nd floor, and he's going to be one of the main causes. I believe that's Honda Code that's going to be up there with him, if I've read that name right. Yeah, it's going to be Honda Code. He's going to be on post. So these going to be 2 really good operators they're going to have to get out the way that can spread a vast amount of info to their team. And if they're able to get the jump on the defenders while they're working their way down the servers or whatnot, hey, it could work out really big for DZ. They work their way to go ahead and tie it up before we reach halftime.
For Spacestation, pushing from Garage can really pull your opponents back into servers, and you can kind of capitalize off of that. Holding on to admin is definitely a big part of this assault as well. It's still very tricky to attack the site because you kind of have to come in from different angles, especially when your opponents are preparing so many Nitro cells to deal with you. So really be careful about this. Hot and Cold is scanning about, and he doesn't find anybody just yet.
Rampy on Buck. That's used to seeing Pinkinade on Buck, Seeing Rampy on Buck, let's see if he's going to be able to do a lot of work with the verticality with the skeleton keys. So, still, all utility in hand for him. That could be wasted at all. Fos is going to go ahead and get to work on the Mozzie. So with Mozzie currently pinged out for a certain amount of time, it's going to be up to SSG to put in a lot of effort to either kill him or get him out of there. But it seems like he's holding strong over here on Yellow Steps. Yeah, a little transition in Bathroom. He's really going to hold on strong. But with 1 minute and 10 seconds left now, you start to question, okay, when is SSG going to go ahead and execute this kill to go ahead and get him out the game?
Problem is not just the execution, is how much utility have they burned off. And they burn off 1, but they lose 1 player for it. So SSG have to be really careful for this, because the more time you waste, the less you're going to have, and DarkZero is going to be more comfortable dealing with you once you get on that site. Castle Barricade's going to get eliminated here to watch in the hallway, but really need to be clear of all those Nitros and shotguns as well from below. Canadian is going to pick himself back up, as again, this is a very true Polish superpower, and is going to fall back for just a moment. 25 seconds left, and DarkZero are sitting tight, holding on. Mint.
Oh, no.
It's Bosco.
A second Nitrocell kill this round, 2 for 2. And finally knocking down that Castle Barricade. Hyper is going to run down and put it into Thinkinade. So, yep, DarkZero, they're going to get the last kill, and that's going to be it. DarkZero, they will tie things up here in halftime. And we're now going to see what they're all about on attack this time around, and SSG on defense. So, it's been pretty fun so far. SSG, they really came out the gate swinging, and that's the type of spirit you really want to see from them. Really like this game. So, first sight, we're going to go first floor, lobby and press room. We've been getting a lot of play here, and I absolutely love it.
So, the Nomad is back in. We're going to see a 6th pick. It is, but it's to the Mira. So it seems like everybody kind of just doesn't want to focus on Bandit or Clyde, at least so far. So part of the strategy. I wonder if the Doc is going to be bringing the bulletproof cameras again.
Possibly.
It's just no. He's bringing barbed wire. Okay. So barbed wire is going to be set up close up to the doorway, completely normal here at the lobby, and by the default plant position. You've got no yokais to play, as obviously the Echo is banned. You have the Mira, but I really wonder where those windows are going to be set. Are they going to be mostly on the bathroom? Is it going to be only one in the bathroom? We've seen today the setup with one Mira on the soft wall, overlooking the hallway here, and the other one overlooking piano from the yellow staircase entrance. It's great to use, especially if you're bringing a shield, but I'm not sure that that's really the play here.
Right.
I'm looking at this and it's like, okay, Spacestation really want to put up more utility on that top floor. There's no windows on admin. Where are those windows? Huh, I wonder. Mercy. There we go. One has been set up, and the second one. So yes.
Yeah.
Again, the strategy we're talking about. Holding on to the bathroom.
Yeah, this is pretty much a basic bathroom setup whenever you bring mirrors, so that's expected. SSG, they have experience battling this type of contention, though, so already, Nyx is already in basement with a little clear. He's going to work his way up towards Spiral. Now, if he does, he's going to be extremely close to this entire setup that SSG currently has. Now, either he can be a player on the flank, whenever there's a lot of gun... No, they know exactly where he is. Yeah, Nyx is already in contention right now, and it's going to be with Rampy, but Rampy's not going to worry about it. He's going to go ahead and challenge him, but that's something that he didn't even want to do. Nyx is going to go ahead and shut him down right now, as we're now headed under 2 minutes of gameplay.
The battle of the ages, the Ash versus the Jaeger, Canadian rocked as well. The Mira taken down, and Hyper finds Bosco in the rotation. Spacestation are falling apart, and DarkZero are just waiting for them. That's it. They're literally just holding angles against them. And SSG are just running into DZ. Maestro has been spotted here. Fultz will fall back. And he's going to be in the main hallway between both A and B. DarkZero are just joining about. They have the huge manpower advantage, so they can kind of sit tight and watch their own angles. You see the defense is back on their cameras, trying to gauge the situation as best as they can. There's a Maestro camera, so maybe there's something to deal with the smokes here, but you got no nitro cells. You kind of have to just go for gunfights at this point. Air jabs are out. Hyper's watching and protecting. Hyper,
okay.
He's going to get one. He trades off with versus Thinking Nade, but that's a negative trade here for SSG. Fultz is the last alive. You saw one of his Maestro cameras was just set close to piano, and Nyx turns around and gets the kill on Fultz. Beautiful communication skills, and Nyx is just all over the map. Great Ash play.
Yeah, slow ADS time was definitely the cause of that, and unfortunately he was in a very unwinnable situation. The numbers weren't on the side, and hey, same with the time. DZ, great execution, and on attack they're showing why they're one of the best teams in NA. Just their execution when it comes to hunting down roamers, using teamwork and utility to go ahead and get rid of roamers together. You don't see a lot of singular fights. And when we did see it, it was on the side of Spacestation Gaming, where Rampy challenged a player over on bottom spiral stairs going in the basement. And Rampy unfortunately lost that, and it was a domino effect from that point on for SSG. But we're going to need to see their star players stay alive much longer, and we need to see them be more dynamic when it comes to really pressing the tone, when it comes to getting those first kills like Canadian was doing when he was on attack.
So Spacestation now are downstairs in garage. And what's their hold? Because that last round was just, they were pretty much non-existent. So I'm curious as how they will change things around, because the moment DarkZero is able to find them, really they just capitalize on them. And I think we're going to see the Ash come down again through Banana and really try to hold on to that hallway as much as humanly possible. A flank play from Nyx is always huge. To any team that he's playing against, especially when he's playing on the attack. We've seen him in the past, like literally his first 2 or 3 play days. That's what he was doing when he joined the team. Space Station have not given up on the garage doorway. They realized, okay, DarkZero are not bringing Thatcher, so let's try to slow them down a bit more. It's a sound strategy.
Yep. And with traps coming into play down here in basement, it should slow the attack down a lot. We do see Maestro in play. And also Mozzie is going to be vital in regards to going around, killing attackers to stop them from pushing down in the side. And yellow control is going to be important in this game, and I expect a player like Mozzie or Legion to be there. But with the Jackal already on the board, using the Inox already, he's going to go ahead and track down one of those players. Not sure which one it is currently, but now DarkZero, their main focus is to get this garage panel open. So yellow stair is currently clear, and Hyper is going to go ahead and give Nyx to go ahead to run in. And Nyx, he's going to capitalize. Bosco is going to be the victim of the first blood. So no more Bandit. That means no more defense to Thermite. So Hanako is going to be successful with his exothermic charge, and there's still a lot of time left. DarkZero, when it comes to timing, man, I keep stressing it. It's amazing. They're never pressed for it.
Yeah, I mean, even Nixon was on the defense. He had great moments. Faults with the bullet holes. You can't do much against them. Unfortunate there. Hot and Cold is going to get sniped, but he's already done his work. That's fine. You know, the Bandit's done his work as well. Overall, this is an equal trade. It's just for Space Station, they have lost the Nitro Cell, and that's really what holds them back. Utility has been used up here by BC, so his frag grenades no longer be effective, but not having the Thermite to go in and plant where, you know, you can still get nitroed from Rampy. Not great. And he's also watching from the top floor. Nobody has taken control of Piano.
No.
And Canadian has found Mint. A player watching for rotations is now gone. Faults actually finds Hyper thanks to his evil eye. Nyx has found Thinking Nade, and he's looking for more, watching around yellow stairs. But Canadian has moved back from Banana. He doesn't need to expose himself even further from that spot. You're down to 2 players trying to burn away as much as possible in this case.
No.
The Maestro has so many rounds in the magazine, and it's only a matter of time. Fault turns around and empties the box into his opponents.
How lackluster was that? You start off the game doing so well with that run-in from Nyx on yellow stairs, go ahead and kill Bandit. And after that, they just marched one by one in the Maestro's Auda. Pretty unfortunate. Verticality wasn't there, even though Canadian was able to pick up a kill as roaming Jaeger, but it still wasn't enough. I mean, still, it was enough to take down DarkZero because they weren't able to go ahead and apply pressure from all angles. Vertically, no. Straight in from garage, they got gunned down. They had no answer for SSG's defense. And you love to see it. And Legion once more coming into play, which is something that I'm rooting for. They're going to go to first floor again, and the Goo Mines definitely helped when it came to when DarkZero was pushing down from yellow stairs to really make that attack effective, and that's where folks capitalized on them. The audio cues and the signal cues whenever a Goo Mine was stepped on let them know right away where players are coming from. It's a great job for the Space Boys as things are currently tied up. But SSG, they don't want to tie. They want to win because they are still in contention to make it to the Pro League Finals.
Very true. But they need to win their matches. That really is what's so important here today. Because, yes, as you just heard, Space Station can still make it. But it's a long ways away. And it requires other teams messing up.
It's happening.
They can do it. They can definitely do it. The 4-4 here, our games so far have been pretty darn tight. The first has gone the distance on Consulate, and yet again, we are tied 4-4. Possibilities are endless, that's for sure. Might be a long night here for North America, but completely worth it. As so far, EU has proven that things can get pretty darn crazy near the end.
With defense set up around the board, we saw Roamer upstairs. I'm curious to see if there's one in garage as well. But already, Hyper, upside down. Marcy, thank you. No, okay. So, yeah, it's Canadian. Okay, knew I saw one down there. So, Canadian, he's going to be in a prime position to go ahead and make some flanks happen. But, yeah, DarkZero's primary goal right now is to go ahead and clear out this top floor if they can. That's going to allow them to be above the defenders and shoot down with the likes of Buck and also Jackal if need be.
Yeah, you have the FAMAS here as well. definitely going to be great for Hot and Cold to use. I'm surprised DarkZero haven't brought out the shields, but maybe that'll be something for later in the day. DZ actually have completely subbed out Heartbreach, so they're going to need to... Actually, for this side, it's completely fine. Where Garage, completely different question. But no Heartbreach for this side, it's completely normal. And without having the Habana, you can also just do away with the Thermite. You know that you're not going to play... It's impossible to play Garage.
Yeah.
So you can set up for a top floor console chamber take or a take in the lobby. And even if it were in servers, it would have been completely fine. You have all the soft breach that you'd like to have. BC's doing work here on the Buck, trying to take down as much of the full board as possible. He actually spawns someone on the rotation, so that's why you see Nyx turning around. Got barbed wire stopping him, but Drone will be giving information. Not really expecting Nyx to be around the corner. Canadian will be shot, and the Legion will be lost. Most of his goo mines, though, are set downstairs from Garage, so he's not really going to be much of a threat, even in his death.
The threat wasn't there. Even though the barbed wire was set to go ahead and trap Nyx, Canadian was the one that fell in that trap ultimately. Running in the bathroom. It's going to be Nyx again, getting a 2K. As thinking 8, he's going to go ahead and try to help out his team with the kill of his own. But even though it's a 2v4, they still have the life left to go ahead to try to clutch this out. And Nyx, patience, once again, picks up a third this round, knocking out Rampy. But the diffuser has gone down, and it's going to be up to the lone player on SSG to go ahead and try to stop this. Nyx, make that a 4K, shut it down. Thinking 8 goes down, and DarkZero, they're going to go ahead and be your victors here in round number 9.
Nyx and Ash combination is just so great. Before it was him and the IQ, overall, he's just so great at these ops. It's just as long as he's given an operator that can be very speedy,
yeah,
it's completely fine. Because he's gonna hit his shots no matter what. He just needs the information. And you saw great communication between BC and Nyx to make sure that the Legion is shot out. Canadian had no effect on the round as he tried to rotate up and contest in yellow stairs. It was just great. The drones were set so well. And then once that flank fell, there was nobody that could hold on to it. There's nobody in the console chambers that can really fight against you. That top floor is already taken control of. It's a big part of the attack. You need to take control of that top floor. And DarkZero understand this. We don't need to bring the Heart Breacher if we don't expect the site to be it. And now, the second time, since obviously Spacestation have one Garage, they need to play 2 other sites, or 2 other rounds and any other sites to be able to go back into that Garage. And it might be too late by that point, because DarkZero now, still, no Heart Breach, and they should have a better time for it when taking servers. Again, we'll be seeing in the site, and I'll love to talk about it, because some teams will run with an Alibi, for example, and really play top-heavy in admin with Amira, because she's in play. And some others will play mostly downstairs with Nitro cells and servers. Some will kind of split top and bottom and kind of run back and Nitro from below.
I'm gonna get your own personal opinion on this. Compared to servers as a site, how do you rank that against the other sites on this map? It's one of the sites that we've seen numerous amount of times here so far, with mixed reviews in regards to success.
I think server is definitely the third site on the map.
Okay.
There's no real question about it. It just does work. You have lobby and console chamber that are just so good. But lobby can be hit or miss.
I agree.
It really just depends on how good you are when it comes to console, because I think the console and lobby mirror one another in a lot of ways. Garage works out well as well, but overall, I think we just haven't seen enough of servers overall to have a decent sample size to compare it to the other sites, because they've just been played for so much more. And I'd really be curious to see these sites. Maybe somebody from CGG or here at the stats team can kind of give us the insight on it, because we haven't in general seen much Consulate throughout the season, and even more server side.
All right, so Nyx already working his way in, and as a flank specialist last game, we saw him pick up a nice 4K. First one being on Canadian before he went on his hot streak. But already BC's going to go ahead and do work, and by kicking his frag grenade, he's not going to go ahead and hit anybody, but it's definitely going to do some environmental damage. It's Nyx. Still, working his way to clear out V. So you see him walk out a little bit, probably the drone. Some more. But now, pushing up to 65 seconds left in the game. Nyx is definitely making his presence known, utilizing the breaching charges. So everyone on SSG, they have him on notice. Now it's all about how they're going to take him out the game. And with Canadian still alive as post, all of this valuable information is going to be in the heads of everyone on his team. It's going to be all about how they go ahead and try to take them out the game.
Oh!
There it is. Bosco's going to go ahead and get a nice, clean C4 kill on Hot and Cold. That's a great way to open things up.
Perfectly timed. You're talking about Canadian. He's the one relaying the info. Well known for being a massive pulse player in the past. He'll get one kill, but a quick refrag from Rampy onto BC. All the info in the meantime just kept up in check. And Nyx is taking a lot of damage to that engagement. And DarkZero have to walk in with so little HP. Servers is up, and there's a shotty to deal with. No, there's a Maestro, and he's dead. I'll do one more on the site. They peek around to Mint, but Canadian gets the refrag. Hyper with one more onto Thinking Nade. Now, where is Hyper? He gets Canadian again. Get it fired upon from above. Rampy's last alive. He can shoot down from the top floor.
Oh.
He finds the head.
Oh,
Gets it, Rampy! Oh, so close to missing it, but Spacestation. Get the round and they fight back. Man.
What? Rampy, quick thinking.
And we are going all the way today in game 1 and 2.
Is this going to be a tie again?
Who knows? Who knows? Space Station are playing, so it's never out of the realms of possibility.
Yeah, definitely right. Whew, that was an amazing round. And now, if this ends in 6-6, yet another draw for SSG, and that further hurts their chances. But DarkZero, they can really care less. This is great practice for them, as they've already qualified. But here it is. First person to win this round coming up is really going to set the tone. Now the rest of this game is going to be played, and it's going to be all about how the round after this is going to be an answer back. But going down to Garage, we've seen pretty easy success when it comes to hard breaching this wall. But Yellow Stairs was dominated by SSG thanks to Legion, and rightfully so. Thinking 8 is going to go ahead and bring him out again. The traps, whenever they're on the last set of steps, really is what slowed down DZ in that final push. And that made things easier when it came to Fos to just gun him down as Maestro. A little versatility that Fos has brought to the team as well. You've seen him on a variety of operators. Jackal, Capital, Maestro, you name it. He can do it all. Jack of all trades. So SSG, they've done a good job bringing him into their culture, and the success is obviously there. But we're going to need success in regards to the answer of if they're going to win this game or not. That's what matters most. They need this win. We do not need a tie.
Like they need to win everything to go to Japan. Otherwise, it's all over. The dream would be over right here, right now. DarkZero being already qualified, this would only serve to give them more points, more ego heading into the grand finals of the season in Tokoname. So we'll see how this goes. If they need to show actual deep mind strategies to win this game out, or will they just rely on good old faithful?
One thing that has definitely grabbed me, seeing Bosco on support, it's pretty interesting because Bosco, he's had a great past few months in games. USN Pro League, you know, whatever you can think of. He's been such a phenomenal player, and with him on support, I mean, it takes away a lot in regards to his tracking capability and the game sense that he brings along with it.
Look, man, Bosco's always been that smoke that does so much work, so he's not really... he's still fairly well-versed with hard support play. But you know, maybe something to deal with, but I assume that's what Canadian was brought in for, looking at the way that he's been playing with the team. So, yeah, I guess it definitely is a question up there. But Nyx is going to come down from Yellow Stairs, and one Nomad is going to go off as Nyx finds Rampy. All right, so that's the entrance. The Mozzie's been taken away. Can't control those drones anymore, if any were controlled anyways. And the Canadian has been spotted by the Jackal. That was the last Inox to be used, so Han Cold is waiting for the info, and then he'll go in and open up that wall in Garage.
So Mozzie already down, so the type of intel you can bring by hacking drones, that's already out of the picture. But now with this door still being an issue, I wonder if Nyx is going to go ahead and have an answer so far. He's had the hottest hand on this team in regards to fragging, and it's only right that he's going to bring this aggression along with Ash, and Hyper is going to be not too far away from him. So I wonder how this type of pinch or play is going to really work out, and see if it's going to work out in their favor. BC up top, of course. He's going to bring in the range by opening up the floor underneath, and you hear the exothermic charge finally going off, and this is going to be game time for DarkZero Esports. Let's see if their attack is going to be successful. You have ADS set, and also we heard the sounds of an Evil Eye. So a lot of utility in place to slow down DZ, but are they going to let that currently affect them? Nyx with a nice little peek right now, unable to see anybody just yet. But the Goo Mine is going to set off the Q. He's going to go ahead and get shut down thanks to Thinking Age, but Hyper is going to have an answer back. Yes, Canadian is going to help out Spacestation Gaming for falling down big, but Mint is going to get his second of the game to leave SSG in a 1v3. Plants currently
Oh no!
down.
Oh no!
This is missing! Most could have had that! No! Mint's able to save his teammate and win the round. That was big. Boats hit everything except that player.
Oh my God! He was planting right next to him as well.
No. He drew an outline over the objective player.
Oh my God!
And his teammate came and helped him out.
Oh my God!
Oh boy.
Are DarkZero gonna tie?
It's looking like it. They're either going to tie or lose now. Winning is going to be out of the question.
Stalemate Station Gaming.
Yeah.
Dude, if this is a tie.
That's really unfortunate to see. There's a great effort coming in from this team since the beginning of the map. And to see them fall short like this is it sucks. Because, you know, they're really good. And, you know, DarkZero, they're #1 for a reason. And SSG, they're able to hang in there with them. But it would have been nice to see an SSG win. But they still have a chance to go ahead and come up with a draw. And with this being the current last round, the site's going to be over here on the second floor. But taking a look at the kills, Nyx and Hyper once again, man. 2 of the top fraggers last play day, 2 of the top fraggers this play day. In this particular match, they've been on point, especially Nyx, man. Nyx is the guy that opens everything up for his team. Flank watch, entry fragging, you name it. Him on Ash is an amazing duo.
5 seconds left.
You know what? Reciprocity played today against TSM. If Reciprocity beat TSM and they move up to get 22 points, the maximum Spacestation could get is another 6 points if they lose this game completely. However, they would tie in that case against Reciprocity, but SSG holds the tiebreak against Rec.
Really?
Yes. In total, SSG have it 12-10. However, they don't have it at all against DG. So Reciprocity also can't falter against TSM. But this all requires SSG to tie today. Like every single point you get is just going to be great for you. So
easily.
Don't mess it up. You know, don't lose it. Tie, sure, fair. It's something at the end of the day. But just do that if you want to keep your chances, because at this point you can't deal with EG, and you can go above Reciprocity, but your chances to go through are pretty much done.
Yep. And speaking of chances, SSG, they're going to take their chance on this side of defense right now with BC. He's going to go ahead and run through, breaking down the castle barricade already with the sledgehammer. So already, you see DZ slowly moving towards the choke point right now that SSG is set up for him. And Nyx making noise, and it's only right. He's going to be few steps away from projector room, and I'm guessing that he's waiting for the right call to go ahead and make that push, but he's going to need help with his teammates. And already working towards long deaths, a little bit of utility play as we see bullets fly past him, barely missing him. His teammates, they're getting ready for the attack.
You want to burn off the Maestro camera that's set, and there's always an ADS to protect it,
yes,
especially in this case. So you'll see the flashbangs come out and burn it off. You can smoke off the center. connector basically in the hallway by Long Desk. And Nyx is setting up. He's destroying as much as he can. That's the smoke I was talking about. That blocks out the line of sight of the Maestro, but he just sprays through the smoke and falls. Will catch one off guard. BC gets the kill on Bosco, and Nyx in a great spot here to cut off rotations. There's nobody pushing him from the back, but there's a camera giving info. Hot and cold, trying to get into default spot here, but he gets shot down from below. The camera was there. There was a drone already watching, but it does not matter. DarkZero with 3v4 now at 20 seconds left, and Falls goes in for more. He does work on BC. Rampy finds one more, all on Mint. And man, you gotta be feeling this one here. Mint turns around the corner, keeps firing through. He's spotted. They know exactly where he's at, and there's the rotation. GG, well played. Space Station and Ties, name me a better duo. They at least get a point out of it. No interview, unfortunately. Regardless, though, DarkZero already booked their ticket for Japan.
Wow. Nyx, 15-10, Hyper, 13-8. The rest of the team did a phenomenal job working together as a unit, and they were able to pull out the draw against Space Station.